As our audience can see, we have a book here which is titled 100 Years of Aviation in Nigeria, History, Issues and Prospect. And I believe that it's an appropriate time for us to quickly talk about this book. So, vis-a-vis what has happened, because if you look at it, more than 100 passengers, they've had issues disrupting flights, over the years, especially post-COVID. I don't know whether it's the stress of COVID, but, looking at your book, how does it address the aviation challenges? We are talking about we want to upgrade the Murtala Muhammed International Airport and some other upgrades and some other things that we need to do vis-a-vis the international airport. And then if you look at your book, you're saying that it talks about the Nigerian Airways, the botched one. It also talked about the Nigeria Civil Aviation and the high mortality rate. Exactly where have we missed it that has now caused stress in the aviation industry?
Thank you very much. If you look at aviation is going to be 100 years in November, and if you look at it critically, we have done so well in terms of aviation. But the issue is that are we where we are supposed to be? The answer is no. Have we done the things that other people have done over the years? The answer is also no. But we are not where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago. There's a gradual improvement, but that improvement is very, very slow, like a snail-like progress we have made. And I'm actually excited that the minister has taken the bull by the horn with some of the reforms in the aviation industry, which we have here. We also looked at the high mortality of airlines over the years. In less than 30 years, we've lost over 100 airlines. Over 100 airlines have closed shop. We also look at what are the reasons why these airlines are closing shop. Because of finance, because of regulation, because of infrastructure. So we also look at the regulatory framework of the NCA, where we also have issues that deals with the case of comfort and K1. So all these are just regulations. We also look at where we have missed it, and we're also looking at what we can do to correct the mistakes of so many years. And I'm excited. If you look at what this government has done in the last 2 years, very, very remarkable in terms of policies, in terms of regulation, revamping our industry. And we also have the airport, the new terminal that is coming up. A lot of people have criticized it. I said, we are not a serious people. If anybody should criticize that project, then it means that we don't want aviation to grow. Ethiopia is building an airport, a terminal, worth over 4 billion naira. And what we are doing is to spend $477 million to revamp our airport. If you look at the Murtala Muhammed Airport in its current state, it's really shame of the nation. And the government has taken the bull by the horn to say, no, we just need to behave like other people. You go to Senegal, look at their infrastructure. You go to Ghana, look at the airport infrastructure. So we should begin to see ourselves as serious people. And so many people have also supported the government in its infrastructural renewal. So it's a good one. So the book covers a lot of things from policy, also looked at Nigeria Airways, how we mismanage Nigeria Airways, and that is why we also talked about national carrier. We have attempted to set up national carrier for more than 20 years. It's not rocket science. So why don't we have a national carrier that will give us a face? The airlines, the domestic airlines have done well, but no country grows its infrastructure, aviation infrastructure, without a national carrier. You can't create a hub without a national carrier. So I support it. I also look at those who have criticized it, that government has no business in business. But we also forgot that some other countries like Ethiopia own Ethiopian Airlines 100%, and this is the most viable, profitable airline.
But not to cut you short, they don't criticize it because they don't like it, but because of the amount, and they are hoping for accountability.
No,
but we're not talking about that now.
That amount is too.
We're talking about this book. We're not talking about that now. It's a fantastic book, and my own is that, how do we get Nigerians to read this? Because I feel like some people that are in aviation do not understand aviation. That is the reason why they take some actions that should not be taken. And we don't have the habit of reading in Nigeria. This is a beautiful book. It says issues, the history, and the prospects. How do we get people to read this book?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have inquired. They want to get it because when it was launched, the minister was there, the FAN MD was there, the DGNCA Senate representative. They were so excited because it's like a handbook for everybody, even for schools. A lot of schools have even called to say they need copies.
Passengers.
Yes, even we are looking at airlines. Hopefully, airlines can have them in their aircraft so that people can read in their spare time. So aviation is so important to the economy of Nigeria, and we should treat it very well. And that is why I sat down to say, no, let us do something. Let us leave a legacy. Let us put up something that people will read even after we have left the industry. Maybe in the next 20 years, maybe in the next 10 years, people will still see this and they are still relevant till in the next 30 years.
And then the most important cases that we're speaking about, Kwam One Comfort, does this book have anything that says about issues like that?
Yes, it talks about regulation. And a regulation encompasses every aspect of the aviation industry. It talks about how to also talk about bilaterals, how to do business with one country and the other in aviation industry. It also talks about unruly passengers too in it. So a lot of things, a lot of body of regulation, how the various agencies were formed in 1999, the NCAA, the Nigeria Space Management Agency, and the like. So it deals with function of each agencies, what they do, who to hold responsible if there's a problem in the airport. We know FAN is the landlord of the landlord in the airport. We know NCA is about regulation. We know NAMA is about airspace navigation and airspace security.
But not to cut you short again because of our time, there's this very important question I want to ask you. It's quite difficult and I'm going straight to it. A lot of people have said that, you know, the case between Emerson and Kwam One, you know, in your perspectives, do you think that Nigerians or the government was a bit lenient? Do you think that there was partiality there? This is a question from someone actually.
Yes, I think so. They're very, very lenient. By now, K1 should have, you know, had his day in court by now, but look at the manner that of Comfort was handled swiftly. Suddenly the system worked. What happened?
But now we're saying that
because it's a nobody.
But well, now they're saying that investigations are also happening. So let's not forget to add that.
I think the issue of Comfort triggered that, probably triggered that, and the authorities felt that no. This is not going to do us any good. We need to move quickly.
Okay, this calls to attention the way we prosecute issues in Nigeria. There's SWIFT, as you said, the system suddenly worked for one, and the system is quite slow for another. Do we have a body in the aviation industry, like in sports we have a court of arbitration? Do we have a body like that in the aviation industry that looks at issues that concerns aviation even before the police and every other person comes in?
Yes, we have aviation security, and we also have, it depends on the gravity of the offense. Yes, there are issues that the NCA handle on their own. There are issues that when they are beyond what NCA can handle, they refer them to the police to handle. So we all have our own areas where we concentrate, but the major job of the NCA is to make sure that nothing interferes with safety of lives, safety of passengers, and safety of aviation workers around the airport. So because aviation is all about safety.
Yeah. So what do we say about the white elephants, airports that have been, introduced so far? Because we have that of Bayelsa Science National Airport, never came to bear, and even talk about Benin City, and so many parts.
We are still building airports, and these are conduits by some state government. Let me not categorize all of them. Some state government.
So some will come into power and say, I want to build airports.
Airport is,
exactly, that's what I was saying.
Airport is capital intensive, and is you can use it to really put your hand in the cookie jar. So it's very easy for them. Nobody query. You can say you've spent 150 billion naira to build the airport. Nobody will query you. So most of these airports are needless. Most of them are unviable. Only 4 airports are viable in Nigeria: Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Owerri and Kano. These are viable airports. In fact, Lagos rakes in about 70% or 65% of the entire revenue. So what you generate from Lagos is what you use to service
the rest of
the
the
rest.
So but very quickly before we go, because of our time,
Yeah.
where exactly can people get this book? Because I've just skimmed through it and I see that it's a whole lot, just like a compendium of what happens in the aviation sector.
I think they can call me directly to get the book. Yeah.
Is there,
and how much does it go for?
Copy of it?
It's 20,000.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Is there a soft copy of it?
Yes, I have a soft copy.
Yeah.
Of it.
Okay, so that means
we're trying to put it on Amazon.
Amazon,
Yeah, well, I think it's a fantastic book, 100 Years of Aviation in Nigeria, History, Issues, and Prospects. And I think everybody should grab this book. It's just 20,000 naira, but you get to read a lot about aviation in Nigeria so that you can do better. Thank you so much, Mr. Wole. You are really good with aviation. You're just spitting facts. Thank you so much. Let me give you a big handshake. Thank you so much. It's been amazing having you on the show. Well, still ahead on TVC Breakfast, how can better sustainable waste practices reduce the flooding crisis in Nigeria? We will answer this question just after the break. Do stay with us.